Hey y'all, this is Joe Horn and Joanna Horn, and we're here to celebrate the birth of my precious wife. And
We're going to have lunch with friends today, coming by to pick us up, so that will be fun and good to see them again. And in one of my previous, or I think it might have been the last video I put out where I was making cabbage stew, I had mentioned that Joe was under the weather, and some people have asked how he's doing. I hoped he was doing better. So that weekend, he was just feeling weak. He wasn't really sick, but he just had no energy and just feeling weak and just couldn't go. And are you feeling better now?
I feel like $1 million, all green and wrinkled.
Oh, green and wrinkled. I wish we had $1 million.
You're worth every penny of it.
Oh, thank you, honey. But what's going on with Joe, some of you know, and some of you may not, but he was diagnosed with Parkinson's 8 years ago, and now the disease is beginning to progress a little bit more, and with that comes other symptoms other than just the tremor in his right hand. And so he's having some difficulty of saying what he wants to say, and he says the words are up here, but he can't get them to come out his mouth. He knows what he wants to say, but sometimes the words just won't come out right. So we're seeing his neurologist in a couple of weeks.
He needs the money.
So we'll bring that issue up with him and see what he says. But I think another thing that complicated Joe's situation was when you took that really bad fall and did a face plant on the floor.
Yes.
And that was in October of 2020. And because I just had my gallbladder surgery a few weeks before that. But that was a really bad fall, and we believe he had a concussion. They did a CT scan and didn't show any internal bleeding, but it doesn't pick up a concussion. But with all the symptoms he's had after that, I believe he did have a concussion. And so he's had some memory issues. But he's doing well overall, aren't you?
I'm really doing good with you as my partner in crime.
Partner in crime. Okay. But anyway, we just wanted to get on here and welcome to our Appalachian life. And today is my birthday.
How will you be?
I'm not going to say, but it's a sad one.
Don't tell them.
But I'm blessed. The Lord has blessed me with 69 good years, and I'm so thankful for it. So anyway, we're going to celebrate at lunch, and I'm going to make some fruitcake cookies too. So I'm going to show y'all how I make that. Thanksgiving is coming in just next week, actually. Oh my
right?
Goodness.
Is that right?
Yes. Oh my goodness. We're going to have Thanksgiving at my brother Teddy's house this year. And so I'll be making some side dishes to take to that. And then all three of Joe's boys will be here and the grandson on Friday morning after Thanksgiving. So we'll have a big country breakfast that morning. So we've got a busy week coming up. We've had a busy week this week, but nothing really video worthy. So I'm late putting a video out. But thinking about the holidays here on us, I love the fruitcake cookies and thought I'd go ahead and make a batch of those. So I'll show y'all how I do that in a little bit. So you want to say goodbye?
Well, not really, but I'll say it anyway. Goodbye.
Okay, so for the fruitcake cookies, in this bowl I have put 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour and 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And I've just used a whisk and mixed that up. So then the next step is over here. So in this bowl I have put 3/4 cup of salted butter, and that's 1 1/2 sticks of salted butter at room temperature. I've put a half a cup of sugar and a half a cup of brown sugar in here, and I'm going to beat this up and then add an egg and some vanilla to it. I'll add 1 large egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So let me get this mixed up. Okay, I've beat this mixture for about 3 minutes until it's light and fluffy, so I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla and 1 egg. And let me mix that in. I spilled some vanilla here. Let me wipe that up. Okay. I'll mix this in. Okay, now I'm going to add the flour a little at a time and being careful not to overmix this. And then I'm going to gently fold in the nuts and the fruit. So you use, as far as the nuts go, a half a cup of chopped pecans and a half a cup of chopped walnuts and 1/4 cup of dates. And then we add the cherries, the fruit, a half a cup of red candied cherries and a half a cup of green candied cherries and a half a cup of chopped candied pineapple. So let me get my flour. We're just going to put in a little at a time. And gently work that in. And for the fruit, for the fruit, I don't buy the separate cherries and pineapple. I buy this container of the fruit that's already chopped up in the grocery store, and it's on the produce section. And in our grocery store, they have it on the shelf underneath the produce. So I had to walk around and look and finally found it. But it's called holiday fruit, and it's already got it all diced up. So I'm going to use a total of 3/4. Let's see, half cup. That's 1 cup, 1.5 cups of this. Okay, the first batch is cooled, and I'm going to store them in my glass container here. And I couldn't help it, but I had to taste one. And y'all, it's so good. And Joe's coming to taste one too.
Yes, I am. I'm here. So I can try it out? Good.